Hey everyone, it's Howard the Workout Man, and today I am going to talk about um, old school bodybuilding gyms around the world. There's not a lot of them, and I have been around for a long time. I'm 48. I love old school bodybuilding gyms, and today I'm going to tell you about all of them that I can remember everywhere I've been, and I've been a lot of places. So first, I'm going to start with Canada, and I'm going to start with Montreal, which is where I was born. There were a ton of them, but a lot of them closed down. First one I'm going to mention used to be called Weeder Gym. It's in Carey Square. Now it's called Pro Gym. It is a total. It has all the old school equipment. Not so much hammer strength. It's more like Cybex and what's that other brand? Let's just say it's mostly Cybex. The only problem, there's no more hardcore demographic. It's entirely senior citizens, but they have all the old equipment that they used to have when it was a hardcore gym. Worth a visit. Bring some music so that you can stay motivated when you're there. Pro Gym is it has a lot of old school equipment. Pro Gym is huge. I've never been to a gym which is that big. It's in the east end of Montreal. A little bit more motivational than Pro Gym. A lot of equipment and some new school equipment too. I would check out Pro Gym. Those are the only ones that come to mind that are still open in Montreal. Toronto, there's not a lot. In the actual city of Toronto, there's a place called Conquer. It used to be called System. Nobody knows about it. It's kind of hidden away. They have all of the old hammer strength. All. Again, no motivation there. It's mostly senior citizens and high school students because of just because of where it's located and how they promote themselves. But they have everything. I love it there. So that's one old school gym right in Toronto. There's another one, I think it's called 365 Fitness. It's in Etobicoke. Also, old school equipment. It was very hardcore towards bodybuilding when I was there. I don't know if that's changed since. It's been a good 10 years since I've been there, but I would recommend checking it out. Um, okay, that's all the old school gyms that come to mind in Toronto, which is where I live, by the way, so I know it pretty well. I guess FE in Markham, it's a little bit old school. They've got some old revamped equipment. FE for atmosphere is the best. I forgot to mention it in my other video. FE just it's welcoming. Everyone talks. It's small enough. It has the kind of ambiance that you don't really get anymore. The kind of camaraderie that you don't really see anymore. It also has a lot of fitness influencers, but not the douchey kind that you see in a lot of gyms. They're more the down to earth kind. So I recommend checking out FE as well in Markham. That's all that I remember for old school in Toronto. So let me move to Florida, where I spend about half of each year. Fort Lauderdale has a gym that used to be called World Gym. It's now called Titan. They have all the old school stuff. Again, I love it there. I strongly recommend checking it out. It's on Federal. They've got all the hammer strength plus, um, and it's right in the heart of Fort Lauderdale. So Titan. In Miami, is there an old school gym? Hmm, not so much. In the Keys, there is a gym called Old School Gym, and they are really going way back. They've got the ab machine with the ball where you actually lift the ball and throw it back in the machine, and uh, that gym is it's truly old school. Probably the most old school gym that I've been to in 20 years. I would check that out. That's in Key West. I shouldn't have just said the Keys. I forgot one gym actually in North Miami. It used to be right on the beach, which is incredible. Now it's at the bottom of a condominium building, but they kept all the same equipment. No more view. It's dark. It's like, I think it's a basement. It might be called Beach Gym, something along those lines. Beach Gym. Um, Lots of old school equipment, but again, dark. Not a lot of members, very quiet. Just in North Miami, off the beach, underneath a condominium building. Where else in Florida is there an old school gym? I think that is it. That's all that I can remember in Florida. There used to be a World Gym in Orlando, but it closed. It must be very recently. Oh yes, 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 yes. In Naples, there is a gym called Hardcore Gym that has a lot of old school equipment. It was still open. I was very surprised to see. I would check that out. It's got big windows as well. I'm amazed that it's still around. So Hardcore Gym in Naples. It's near all the golf communities there. Very bizarre to me that it survived, but it survived. Okay, let me move out of Canada and the United States because I can't think of any other old school gym in the US. At least not one that comes to mind right now. I'm sure there's many, but I don't know if they're still open. I can't think of any other one. Okay, in Ibiza, there is a gym that, believe it or not, is half outdoors, which faces the beach, and it's got totally old school equipment. It's fantastic. Surprisingly, Spain in general has a bunch of old school gyms. It has a bunch of gyms. I really don't know why. There's a chain called Holiday Gym, and I actually stayed in the hotel that was above Holiday Gym by coincidence. It has 3 floors. I didn't even realize there was a downstairs floor with free weights. There was so much other equipment everywhere else. I recommend checking that out if you're in Spain. Holiday Gym. Um, they had everything, really. They even had holes in the floor, which is a true old school sign. And it was a chain that, I think there were other holiday gyms that I had not been to that were also old school. Where else did I see an old school gym recently in my travels? Not so much in Italy. Portugal, not so much in Portugal. Portugal seems to have a slight lack of gym culture, especially going back in time. I don't think it was really a thing there. So no old school gyms there. Tell you what, that's the end of my video today. If I remember some more, I can actually just check if they're still open. Like when I worked in Wildwood, New Jersey, there was a gym on the beach. I bet it's still there. They probably just changed names and it's still old school. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to do a second video. I'm going to let you know of other old school gyms that are still open. But for the meantime, that's a lot of them. Check them out. They're a dying breed. It's always nice for me when I see one and I'm able to go and, do some hammer strength and, you use an actual tricep machine that they no longer make. Um, so, I recommend you go and try those for yourself and have a great workout. Have a great day. Cheers.